Okay, so I'll say, okay, cool. Right here would be good. So if I were to draw my support, right? The first thing I'll usually do is I'll zoom in a little bit. I'll look left, right? I'll zoom in, I'll look left. I'll be like, okay, well, if this is my area of interest, which is this current price, anything else to the left is kind of irrelevant. You know, like you can use whatever to the left as like a confirmation, or as like historical data to identify where you rejected in the past. But your main focus right now is the current ranges. So within the current range, what would make the most sense to be your support and resistance, right? So I'll break it up again in another part. I'll be like, okay, well, I'm noticing that you are currently right now in this range here, right? Or in this box here, I would say. This is the box you're sort of in. So in this box, I want to look left, and I want to make sure I have areas of interest. So if I were to draw my support here in this case, I'll look left and I'll be like, okay, cool. To the left hand side here, you have rejections over here, right? And obviously in this case, like there's only one rejection here, because like there's a huge gap across here. There's no data there, right? So that would be pretty straightforward. I'll draw my line maybe right around here, but I'll move it down a little bit. I'll tell you why. So it right here shows me that there is some type of support here, right? But if you look at the most recent support now, you're gonna notice that's a little below, which is here, right? And I'm drawing on the body basically because wicks are levels where you rejected, but you like there's one thing that all these candles had in common. This candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, this, like all these candles to the left, they all wick down at one given point, but they all close respecting. So wherever it closed would be more key, because if you were to close below, then that's confirmation that you're gonna head down towards the downside. Whereas if you were to close respecting, then you're likely gonna be rejecting off of that support level. So in this case, yeah, I'll draw it right here at the most recent. Now, when drawing my resistance, this is where things might get a little trickier. But if I'm looking left there, I'm now focused on this area to the left over here. I'm focused on this support to the left here, this support over here, this support here, this support here. So I'm looking at maybe this, you know, this, all the wick areas to the left, right? So wherever you see wicks, you want to highlight kind of. So looking left here, looking left maybe over here, right? So I'll say anything below here would be more ideal, right around here. Because if you were to draw your, let's say your support off of here, right? What do you have? You have areas up here as well, right? And then you have areas here as well. So I'll say the support with the cleanest traffic below would be the case. So anything below this area to the left over here would be more ideal. So I'll put it over here somewhere. I'll stay right there at 1944.873. You close below there, you should be able to come down. I think that's where we had it on Friday too, because Friday we had the exact same level at 44.873, and then you close below, and then we took sells coming down, I think, right? That was Friday. So that was the idea behind yeah, Friday trade. But yeah, that's how I would draw my support and resistance. I would just look for areas of rejections to the left, and I'll look for the cleanest traffic coming down. So I don't want to draw my, for instance, like if I were to draw my resistance here, right? I don't want to draw my resistance right here, right? Just because there's areas of rejections to the left here. So I'll go ahead and maybe move it up here towards the cleanest traffic, because anything above there, you have a bigger range to drive up towards. You can also just move it up towards here as well and avoid anything below here if you want to avoid the mess, because above, I think that level, you have clean range going up towards the next resistance, which to the left looks like it's going to be anywhere in this box here, right? So right now I have a range from maybe here to like here, and I'll say, yeah, you close above 1973, 976, you should have clean traffic to the left hand side to drive up towards 1981. Yeah, that in that case, yeah, that's where I'll do it. But yeah, bodies closures are very key, because you want to identify the cleanest range, right? Like you don't want to be drawing candles on wicks like this. It won't make any sense. Like you draw your support resistance here to the left, like right here, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, well, I mean, in this case, it's very close to the resistance. I'll say, like, I'll draw my resistance maybe here, and then if you're looking for closures above the wicks, it'll be here. But like, it doesn't matter. I'll say here will be cleanest, because as long as you're not drawing it like maybe like down here or something at these wicks to the left here, it won't make any sense, right? You want to draw it where you have the cleanest traffic, and anything above like 2007 would be the cleanest area of interest, I'll say, to drive up. All right, so yeah, that's what I'll do.